Hey guys, Meteorologist Chris Tomer here with this afternoon mountain weather update. We'll look at some of the new data and the new trends. My first stop today is Alta, and then we'll go to Mammoth. But Alta picking up 14 inches in the last 24 hours, puts them at 679 for the season. Should be a piece of cake to get to 700 by the end of this month. This is the way it looks right now. Wait till you see how much snow is in my forecast. So interesting, I got a note last night from someone I know who lives in Park City, said it was raining all night. So this storm definitely pushed the snow level up high, even into Utah. We knew it was high in California, but even into Utah. Some of the snow levels overnight were like as high as 8,200 feet. They've since fallen back to lower values, but interesting. That's what you can do with a properly oriented Pineapple Express. In California, Mammoth picked up another 16 to 18. That puts them at 616 at the base for the season, probably over 800 at the summit. So we're continuing to see that number come up. Bear Valley added another 6 inches. We talked about them yesterday, so they're getting close to their all-time value. Things just, and I've got more snow in the forecast. So, in fact, it's going to be a steady stream of snow, but it's not going to start for a few days, so we'll look at that coming up. I did write about it on my blog this morning, christomer.com. 2 storm systems through 324. Take a look at it. I did talk about the Wasatch Range snow line, but, you know, it was 7,600 early, if not higher, and then it should fall back to 6,500 this afternoon, so that'll bring the snow back down to normal level. I want to show you, before we get too far into this, my bullet points. California, the next shot of heavy, steady snow comes in 319, and it lasts all the way into 325, so you're going to get a pretty good amount of snow from a big, large trough in the atmosphere that's going to come sailing in. But the Pacific Northwest and northern tier of states, they stay quiet. You're going to be out of the storm track. Washington, Oregon, Banff, BC, Montana, Idaho, Wyoming. You're going to be really out of the storm track with only light snow accumulation until late in the period. It may be a little bit earlier than 324, but I mean, we're looking at late in the period when we're going to have to wait on the big snows to come back with a pattern change. And it may actually be there. I'll show you the jet. And in the Northeast, I've only got light snow. So any hopes of a big coastal storm down the road appear to have diminished. So only light snow accumulation. In fact, let me just show you, let me show you the jet here from this morning. So this was my forecast jet from this morning on 321. The afternoon update is very similar. Let me show you that. Take it full. It's very similar. You can see the trough supporting a storm system. 319, 320, 321, 322 in California. That's why we're going to see a steady accumulation of heavy snow with pretty decent orographics. And what would happen is this would then push all that snow with this type of pattern into Utah, into Colorado, into northern New Mexico. Northern New Mexico is a snow bullseye in my forecast period. You're going to get a lot of snow as it looks there. We'll talk about that. And as we look even beyond this, so this is 324. Now this is a little bit of a pattern change. The trough is gone from California, and what we're looking at is that trough is now, it's translated north. The dip in the jet's further north. So the Pacific Northwest, BC, finally back into the pattern that supports snow. And then a little bit of ridging over the top of Arizona, New Mexico, Colorado. So that would definitely be a change down the road. All right, back to the blog here. I want to show you the forecast radar and satellite. So the morning of 316, snow moving through Colorado, northern New Mexico, looks healthy. Still there in southern Colorado, northern New Mexico, then it's gone. All right, now we're waiting. There's a little southern track storm you can see kind of moves through southern Colorado, northern New Mexico. Here comes, well, it's just at the end of the period. The 320, 321, you can start to see the snow increase in the Sierra. And even some snow in the Pacific Northwest. But again, it's really, you really have to wait because you're out of the storm track. You have to wait until, 320 plus, 21, 22, 23, 24 to really get into the heavy stuff for the Pacific Northwest. All right, there are my snow totals from this morning. I'll show you what I'm thinking this afternoon. So the rest of today through 317, there's not much except unless you're in Colorado or northern New Mexico. Northern New Mexico is going to get smashed. and so is Wolf Creek. So those would be the places to watch for the best new snow. But even decent snow across western and southwest Colorado, from Snowmass, Crested Butte down to Telluride and so on. Purgatory. All right, period 2 is a big period. That steady snow hits the Sierra 2 to 3 feet on the way. And then you're looking at about a foot for the Wasatch, 6 to 12 for the Tetons. Numbers starting to come up, especially late after 3:20 in the Pacific Northwest, once that pattern starts to shift to that area. Translate north. Look at the numbers through Colorado and northern New Mexico. They're awesome. In period 1, I'll take you back 1 to 2 feet through Taos. Period 2, another 1 to 2 feet. It's really a great stretch. Southwest Colorado, you've got a lot of snow coming, 2 to 3 feet of snow on the way. Looking at about 6 to 12 for I-70 north during that time frame. All right, looking at the northeast again, I've only got light snow in my forecast here, 315 the rest of today through 324 of 1 to 3 inches. So there you go, guys. Always appreciate you tuning in here for this afternoon update. Take care and be safe.